Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is the 80th part of What If Deku Was Sanji's Reincarnation, My Heroes Reborn. The author of this great fanfic is enterally. Links to them and original story in the description. Chapter 80, The Big Three. The Big Three were talking about where to go to next. After all, there were a lot of spots where the Noma were attacking. Nijire was checking her phone for more hotspots. Maybe we should go to the nearest one, said Amajiki. All right. Let's go, said Tagata. That was when he suddenly froze and fell to his knees. My, that was quite easy, at least I have gotten him, said a voice. They saw Priestess set out from the shadow of a nearby budling. Amajiki growled and immediately restrained Priestess using tentacles. Who are you? He demanded. I am known as Priestess, she explained with an evil smile. Both hero students looked at her. Both of them had heard of her. After all, they had heard things from the heroes they worked under, not to mention hearing about how some of the younger students had gotten hit by her quirk. Priestess laughed as she. A foolish miscalculation, called out Priestess. What? Asked Amajiki. Suddenly Amajiki fell. Amajiki, said Nijire, realizing he was hit by her quirk. He really shouldn't have used parts of his body to restrain me, mocked Priestess, as thanks to entering the cationic stage meant he let go of her. Nijire glared at her and sent out a quirk blast. However, Priestess had trained herself to be fast. She had to, after all, with her quirk and people coming after her, she needed to be fast. And due to this speed difference, she was able to hit Nijire. Priestess looked at all three and smiled. Perfect, now let's see, shall we? Said Priestess. She checked her pinky first, which was what she hit Nijire with. She scowled when she saw the memories. Another strong soul, and from there too, said Priestess, but it doesn't seem like she won't be like the other one. Her quirk doesn't have that many similarities. Also, on the bright side, I can say, not today, Satan, if I ever have to fight her again and I must flee. However, before she could see her thumb, which is what she used on Amajiki, some weird blob of something hit her in the face. She whipped the stuff out of her face and she saw who had attacked her. It was Hiroki, who was holding one of his hands and shot out the weird blobs at her. His quirk his him shoot out blobs out of his hands. However, the substance was made out of any and all meat he had eaten, so he had to eat a lot of meat. Priestess noticed that he added some sort of visor to his costume. That's new, said Priestess. He knew that she was talking about it. Yeah, Orchestra Rave made it for me when he found out that I didn't have anything to help me target, said Hiroki. Priestess had to dodge the shots of meat byproduct. However, when had an evil smile on her face, she knew his weakness and it was easy to exploit. Butterflies in the sky, sang Priestess in English. No, yelled Hiroki. I can go twice as high, sang Priestess still in English. Stop singing that, cried Hiroki. Priestess started to check her thumb. She then saw the memories. Damn it, she yelled, looking at Amajiki. He's not going much stronger, but I just gave them an excellent battle strategist. Is that so? Asked a voice. Priestess had to dodge an attack she could barely see. She saw that it was Aoi who was using his green light. Priestess growled. She knew that he was the one of the worst reincarnations she had ever awakened, but only after the fact. Because he never fought back, she never saw his past life memories, which was a good thing, as even if her quirk let her brain handle the memories of her victims' past life memories, Aoi wasn't sure if she would be able to handle the memories. It's better if it wasn't thought about after all. She also noticed that Hiroki was recovering from his reading rainbow-induced breakdown. She untied her ribbon, knowing she would have to fight them. I do not honestly know what would happen if I used my quirk on you for a second time, and I don't want to find out, said Priestess. The two heroes were ready to fight. However, Tagata had gotten up. Crap! I should have checked him first, yelled Priestess. Tagata looked at her and tried to punch her but missed. But that wasn't the most important thing about the punch. No, The most important thing was that his fist had turned black. No, whispered Priestess, a third person from that world. He has haki, said Aoi, surprised. Wait, is that the name of that pirate world thing? Asked Hiroki. It is, said Aoi. Priestess had to dodge another punch from him. And he wasn't giving her an opening to fight back. Help me. I need to see what sort of person I'm dealing with, said Priestess. A good person, said Aoi. How do you know it's not some evil pirate? Yelled Priestess. He's not attacking us, so, said Hiroki. Priestess glared at the two who were looking at the other two. Priestess knew that the other two wouldn't attack the two of them, both of them were very good people. But she still needed to see what she was dealing with, after all haki users were very powerful. Plus there was a chance she was dealing with a corrupt marine, going after her for being evil, not because they were a good person. It would make things interesting, the villains after all, but she did want to be sure. However, that was when she had to dodge a swipe from Nijire. It was clear she had gone into the feral stage as well. And even if she clearly didn't have her past life abilities, she could still fight. Wait, what about the other guy? Said Hiroki. He and Aoi turned to Amajiki, who was sitting there, in a weird pose, and appeared to be thinking very hard. She said something about a strategist, so I think he's trying to strategize but can't really as his brain is too overwhelmed right now, said Aoi. Oh, neat, said Hiroki, nodding. He then joined the fight and started to shoot at Priestess, but she had to dodge the meatballs. And he had to dodge another attack from Nijire. At the same time, Aoi switched to his magenta light and manipulate the meatballs that had missed Priestess, so she had to keep dodging them. That was when Togata let loose a punch from far away. But nothing happened. There was an awkward silence as Togata just stood there, with his fist just hanging in the air as if he was expected something was going to happen. Even Nijire knew was awkward and she wasn't in her right mind. What is he doing? Asked Hiroki. Let me see, said Priestess, who took this as the opening finally check his memories. Once she saw the memories, she let loose a frustrated shriek. It wasn't a full-blown maddened scream, but yeah. Of course it's him. Of course, yelled Priestess, but let's look on the bright side. He doesn't have his devil fruit power. He's totally nerfed. Because of Priestess, minor mental breakdown, things became even more awkward. Devil fruit power? Asked Hiroki. The pirate's world equivariant to quirks. Izuku mentioned it a few times in our emails, said Aoi. On the other hand, he still has haki, and he will have all the creatively when it comes to fighting. All of his intelligence went into creating new moves. Damn it, said Priestess, double face palmed, realizing that the cons of this outweighed the pro. Also something else, and I just said totally nerfed. I have been hanging way too much with Shigaraki. That was when Nijire once again tried to attack her, followed by Togata realizing he couldn't use his past life power to hit her. She ended up dodging. I should make my escape, she muttered. Priestess, after all, the theory has been proven. The experiment shows that UA does seem to attract strong souls. She reached into her kimono and tossed something on the ground, which was a smoke bomb. Once it cleared, however, she was gone. Are you kidding me? Yelled Hiroki. We shouldn't go after her, she's already done her damage, said Aoi. So how are we just going to babysit them? Asked Hiroki, because judging by her reaction, we're dealing with someone really strong. It seems to be fine, said Aoi. He noticed that Togata decided lay down nearby. Nijire looked confused at what due to, and Amajiki seemed to lay down. But we really should spread the word, said Aoi. He took out an earpiece, one of the ones that Hibiki had made. On the rooftop, as there wasn't any change in the Izuku situation, All Might still rested. Incoming call from Aoi, Aiko said out loud. Hibiki became deeply concerned. He knew that Aoi was among the heroes that went to fight in the invasion. Hibiki took out an earpiece and turned it on. What's wrong? Asked Hibiki. Priestess used her quirk on more students. Said Aoi. Not on Class 1A. I can guarantee that. Said Aiko. The big three. Said Aoi. Are you serious? Asked Hibiki, why them? She mentioned an experiment about proving that UA attracts strong souls. Said Aoi. Seriously? Asked Hibiki. None of them were evil, but 2 of them did fight back, the third didn't run and hide, he's in the rare third category. Said Aoi. Run, hide and plan. Realized Hibiki. That's right. Said Aoi, though he hasn't done much running and hiding, but that's not the most interesting thing, there's another hockey user. Are you serious? Asked Hibiki. Oh damn. Said Aiko. Yeah, and from what she said he had a devil fruit in his past life. Said Aoi. Neither Rizuku or Katsuki had one in their last life, so there's that. Said Hibiki. So we have no idea what the person was like in their past life. Said Aoi. For we know he might have an enemy of theirs. Said Hibiki. Oh no. Said Aoi. On the other end, more Nomu started to appear from Kurogiri's portals. Both Nijire and Tagata were ready to start fighting again now that more enemies had appeared. Amajiki was still trying not plan things out now. More Nomu. Said Aoi. I got your location and spreading the word to nearby heroes. Said Aiko. Thanks. Said Aoi. Take care of those kids. I know you can. Said Hibiki. I'll tell Hiroki what you just said. Said Aoi. Oh cool, he's there too. Said Hibiki. Why does it feel like I'm afterthought right now? Said Hiroki as he hit several Nomu. Aoi shrugged as he switched to red, knowing super strength might be the best right now. Back on the rooftop. Hibiki told All Might what just happened. Young Togata is doing work studies under Sir Night Eye. Said All Might. Hibiki's eyes widened. And he got hit. Said Hibiki. I spread the word about the new Nomu. Should I tell Katsuki and Izuku when he wakes up about how there's another person from their world that was awakened? Asked Aiko. Are they on the bus worthy or something? Asked Hibiki. On a bus, so not fighting at the moment, said Aiko. Probably best to inform him. Said Hibiki, maybe he can focus that wherever the school takes them. Good idea. Said Aiko. On the bus, things were tense, as they hadn't gotten any news about Izuku. The group along with Todoroki and Ida were very tense. It made sense they were the 2 closest outside of the therapy group. However, that was Aiko's voice popped. I have news, but it's not about Izuku. Said Aiko. What is it? Asked Achiko. Priestess used her quirk on the big 3. Said Aiko. Wait. Said Aizawa, hearing, do you mean? The top 3 strongest students in school, yeah. Aoi and Hiroki found them. Said Aiko, since she doesn't want to find out if someone is hit twice, she left them alone. Hiroki? Asked Kirishima. Another of the reincarnations we met, he was the chosen one of air conditioner repairmen. Said Toru. Everyone looked at the reincarnations, even Katsuki, who was confused as he never met Hiroki. Yeah, it was a weird story. Said Toru. Anyways, 2 of them fought back, and since they're not going after Hiroki and Aoi, they were good people. The third is trying to plan things out, meaning he was a strategist, not a fighter. Said Aiko. So they're probably going to remain heroes. Said Momo. Yeah, however, there's a chance there might be some tension. Said Aiko, we don't know who he was, but we did manage to get some information about one of their past lives. No name, but we know for a fact what world he was from. How are you sure? Asked Achiko. He has haki, and Priestess confirmed he was a devil fruit eater in his past life. said Aiko. Katsuki began to sweat. Sure, there were plenty of people they knew that both hockey and devil fruit powers in their past lives that they got along with, but there were also people that had both that they didn't have both. When Izuku wakes up, I plan to tell him, but just worry for some tension when this is all over, said Aiko. Katsuki gritted his teeth. All he could do was hope that he wasn't one of their many enemies from their past life. Earlier, Priestess had managed to get in contact with Kurogiri, who had brought her to the bar, then sent the Nomu to the location she was. It was the plan if it turned out if they had strong souls. She was now at the bar, drinking drinks that Kurogiri set aside for her. He knew there was a high chance that she would be driven to drink again. Shikamaru Nara, she muttered as she drank one of the drink. She placed the glass down, refilled the glasses. Mary Jane Strauss, she muttered as she drank another. She practically slammed the glass down and refilled it. Monkey D. Luffy, she muttered as she drank the third glass. She slammed the glass down hard. After all, she was the only one who knew some friends were about to reunited, and the worst of all for villains everywhere was the monster trio. That will be it for this part. I hope everyone enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and comment if you want part 81. If you want to hear more from me, subscribe. I hope to see you all in the next one.